Hey guys, it's Diesel Queen here. Today we are going to be covering some tips and tricks when you are trying to adjust the valves. This is pretty much the same for almost every single Cummins truck. The valve lash specifications will differ with vehicles that have after treatment, but for the most part, they're the same. The procedure is the same. Just make sure you verify your torque specs and verify your valve lash specifications. On this engine, it is 10 thousandths for the intake and 20 thousandths for the exhaust, which I will explain what that means in a minute. How you get these trucks set up, obviously you take the valve cover off, pretty self-explanatory. If you have a 6.7 setup or a 2006 and later setup, unbolting the valve cover gasket with the wiring harness is helpful. If you don't have that, you can just unplug the harness. It kind of helps to have it out of the way of your valves when you're adjusting them. And yeah, we'll get into the valve adjustment. All right, so obviously this is what your stuff looks like. All right, I already have this one kind of set up so you can kind of see. I prefer to use these because I feel like I can feel this a little bit better with that. Obviously you can tell that is really fucking loose. Let's see, where's an exhaust? That just seems really loose. So we're gonna double check everything and go through everything and make sure, like I said, the intakes are the short ones. The exhaust is the long ones. And intake is 10 thousandths, exhaust is 20 thousandths. Now I have this already set to top dead center compression 1. I actually got really lucky when I turned this engine off and it was almost dead nuts on top dead center compression 1. And now I'm gonna show you what that means. So there's a difference between top dead center and top dead center compression. There's actually two top dead centers on engines. There's a top dead center compression and a top dead center exhaust. So what you want, it doesn't really matter which cylinder you start on, whether it's 1 or 6, but for easeability and to make it simple, if this is your first one, I would start with 1. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn your engine over. See that red mark on my damper? That's the mark you're looking for. And you want that to be pointing straight up to the sky. All right, now when you do that and you point it straight up to the sky, it's going to be on either 1 or 6 top dead center compression. What that means is either 1 or 6 is on its compression stroke, and that's what you want, is it on top dead center compression, because that means your valves are fully closed. All right, and then to do the other half, which I'll explain in a minute, you'll have to rotate the engine 180 degrees, or well, the camshaft is 180, the crankshaft is 360 degrees. So you rotate that all the way full circle again to get to top dead center compression 6 if you're on 1 already. And how you can tell which one is on top dead center compression is to wiggle both valves, and both of these are loose on cylinder 1. Another way to check is cylinder 1 procedure. When it's on top dead center 1 is number 2 intake will be loose, number 3 exhaust will be loose, number 4 intake will be loose, and number 5 exhaust will be loose. That is a good way to tell. If you were on top dead center 6, one of these might seem loose, but you don't want to touch it because that's on your exhaust stroke. If number 6 is on top dead center, you'd have 1 exhaust loose, or 2 exhaust loose, 3 intake, 4 exhaust, 5 intake, and then both of them on number 6 would be loose. So we are obviously on top dead center 1, so we are going to adjust the first set, which again, to repeat, is both of the cylinder 1, intake on 2, exhaust on 3, intake on 4, exhaust on 5. All right, so you might have noticed that I have little things on here. So my exhaust one has a different keychain on it. This is something that I learned from an old tech to help keep these, there goes my phone, to help keep these, obviously keep you from mixing these up. So we're going to, that is obviously loose, right? So, I'm going to crank this loose. Your engine needs to be cold when you do this, by the way. So what I like to do, this is kind of how I judge these, is I will turn this adjustment screw down. I like to set mine a little on the tighter side, but you want to drag on there. So what I do is I set these slightly tighter than what I actually want them at. Because when you tighten this, even if you hold this still, it's going to loosen that up a little bit. So I tighten them down a little bit more than I want them to be tightened. And then tighten down that. And if you do it right, you should have a nice, beautiful, slightly snug-ish drag. If you can't move this at all, it's too fucking tight. If you don't have enough drag on it, it's too loose. And then we're going to do the same. I like to leave these feeler gauges in the last valve that I did just to help, you know, feel, because you want them to be as consistent as possible. 20 thousandths for the exhaust. Make sure you clean off some of that oil. And again, I'm going to make sure this jam nut is loose enough for you to do this. I'm going to feel it out. Get a little bit too tight. Then I'm going to snug this down. You can use ratchets. I don't like using ratchets with Allen sockets on them. I don't feel like I can feel it as good. And that, pretty good drag on that. And the most important thing is to keep all your valves consistent with how tight their drag is. So we're going to do the rest. So next we're going to move to intake on this. Now, it's not actually common for these to be this loose, but this engine is brand new, and this camshaft is brand new. So that is common for a brand new engine, or freshly rebuilt engine. Now that's pretty good, but if for some reason I didn't like how that one felt, you can do minute adjustments with this. Just make sure they're even, and you know, it can't be so tight that you're technically pushing down on that valve, and it can't be so loose that obviously then it would be another thousandth up. So if you're checking these valves on an engine that's, you know, not brand new, there's a possibility that you're going to go and check these and it's going to be fine. Now, I've gotten fairly quick with these because I've done a lot of these. But There are definitely times when I just cannot get this to cooperate with the consistency that I hold myself to with my valves, that I will sit here and redo them until they feel perfect. And it's better to do that than it is to fucking do a half-assed job on your valves and have it run like shit. The consistency of your valve job will determine how well this engine runs. All right, I'm gonna finish with intake on 4 and exhaust on 5, since you can't really see those, and then I'll touch back base with the camera or you guys when I go to top dead center 6. All right, so we finished top dead center 1. Now we're going to turn the engine over. And you can only turn this engine clockwise as viewed from the front. So if you pass, I mean, technically you could try to turn it the other way, but you're not supposed to. If you are turning this and you go too far past that mark that I showed you earlier, you need to go you can turn it back if you can get it to turn back without loosening the bolts, past where you want it, and then turn it forward again. So there's the mark, which actually I made that mark because I could not fucking see the one that is stamped into the timing cover, or into this. So there is a mark there that has a mark and it says 0, which means top dead center 0. I made it red so I could see it better. I also verified this timing mark when I had the timing cover off and I could see the gears. But that's what the mark looks like, so I'm going to keep turning it around until it's facing up again. And that will be top dead center 6. So turn it over and we'll start from there. Pretty close. All right, so now that I have it turned over 360 degrees, right, all the way around. So now you can see both my valves in cylinder 1 are tight now, right? Then, there you go. That's loose. That's loose. Some of these might also be loose, depending on what part of the stroke is, but the main thing is we're on top dead center 6. So we want these to be mostly tight, or at least, you know, depending on which direction of the stroke it's on. These are usually going to be mostly both tight, and then number 2, we want the exhaust on number 2 to be loose, the intake on number 3 to be loose, the exhaust on number 4 to be loose. As you can see, that's on a intake stroke. So exhaust, and then intake. And then you're not going to be able to see this, but both of the valves on cylinder 6 are loose. So that means you're on top dead center compression number 6. And you can run the second half of the valves. And then after you are done with that and you are satisfied with your adjustment, then you can torque these. And then you can put your valve cover gasket back on, which I know this is a 2005, but I have a 2006 valve cover on it and a valve cover gasket. So put all that shit on, bolt it down, and you're good to go. The last thing I'm going to tell you guys is obviously your torque spec is going to depend on what type of valve cover you have and what year it is, but always start in the middle and work your way out, especially if you don't have a billet aluminum valve cover. It's very important, and especially if you have your wiring harness in your fucking valve cover, it's very important to get that right, or in your valve cover gasket. It's very important to get that right. So yeah, there you go. All right, so now we're done with the valve adjustment and we're going to start it and see what it sounds like. Oh, by the way, before you go to start it, make sure you don't forget to take your breaker bar off the crankshaft.